Okay, so we're going to be talking about adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Now, first we're going to talk about adding polynomials. So the first thing you do is when you add polynomials, you want to combine like terms. So what that means is you're going to look and you're going to see, okay, so 9x matches with 5x, and 3y matches with a negative 8y. So you don't want to add nx plus 3y because those terms they don't go together, and this is with adding polynomials. Okay, then step 2 is you want to rewrite the polynomial. So like terms add up, and then you just add like you would add numbers. So let's look at example number 1. We have 2x plus 5 plus 3x minus 2y. So we're going to first combine like terms. So see down here I did 3x plus 2x, and that is equal to 5x. And then I took my 5y and I subtracted it from 3y. So 5y minus 3y is, or I'm sorry, minus 2y is 3y. So my answer is 5x, and this should be plus 3y. Let's look at example number 2. So again, we're going to look at our like terms, and we want to combine them. So here I've got 3x cubed plus x cubed. So 3x cubed plus x cubed. Then I have 3x squared and a negative 2x squared. So 3x squared minus 2x squared. Notice that I'm combining like terms the entire time. So then I've got a negative 4x and a positive x. So negative 4x plus x. And then I have 5 minus 4, so 5 minus 4. Then all I do is I add like I would add numbers. So 3x cubed plus x cubed, which is just 1x cubed, is 4x cubed. 3 minus 2 is 1, so we've just got an x squared. Negative 4x plus x is a negative 3x, and then 5 minus 4 is just plus 1. Now we're going to go down to example number 3. Now I have 3 sets here. So what I want to do is I want to look at the first 2 sets, and then we'll deal with the third set. So let's look at the first set first. We've got 7x squared plus x squared. So 7x squared plus x squared. I've got a negative x minus 2x. And I've got a negative 4 minus 3. So 7x squared plus x squared is 8x squared. Negative x minus 2x. Two negatives make a positive, and then you add your negative. So I've got a negative 3x, and then minus 4 minus 7, or minus 3 is a negative 7. Now we're going to deal with our third set over here. So I've got 8x squared minus 2x squared. We had a negative 3x plus 3x, and then we had a negative 7 plus 5. So 8x squared minus 2x squared is 6x squared. A negative 3x plus 3x is just 0, so they cancel each other out. Then we've got a negative 7 plus 5, which is a negative 2. So I have 6x squared minus 2. Now we're going to go up to subtracting polynomials, and it's the same exact way, the same exact way as we added polynomials. The only difference is that we actually need to distribute this negative here to both our 3x and our 2y. So here I've got 4x minus 3x equals x, and then I've got 7y minus 2y because I distributed that negative. So 7y minus 2y is 5y, and then my answer is x plus 5y. So let's look at example 1. The first thing that you want to do when you subtract polynomials is you want to distribute this negative, or else you'll end up being confused. So I have 3x minus 6y minus 8x minus 11y. Notice I rewrote it as I distributed. So then again, we're just going to combine like terms. So 3x minus 8x and a negative 6y minus 11y. So 3 minus 8 is just a negative 5x, and a negative 6y minus 11y is a negative 17y, and that's my answer. So let's look at example 2. Again, we're going to combine like terms, but first, look what I did. I have to distribute that negative to each of my numbers. So this becomes a negative 3x cubed. A negative and a negative becomes a positive 8x squared. negative and negative becomes a positive 5x, and then I distribute my negative, and I've got a minus 6. So x cubed minus 3x cubed, 3x squared plus 8x squared, 5x plus 5x, and then a negative 4 minus 6. So x cubed minus 3x cubed is a negative 2x cubed. And here I've got 3x squared minus 8x squared, which is a negative 5x squared. Got 5x plus 5x is 10x. And then a negative 4 minus 6 is a negative 10. And that's my answer. Okay, and then go ahead and look at example 3. Go ahead and try to do it yourself, and then you can compare your answer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down to multiplying polynomials. So multiplying polynomials is a little bit different than adding and subtracting them. So first, when you multiply polynomials, you want to distribute the first number in the parentheses to all of the numbers in the next parentheses. Then you want to keep repeating this process with all the numbers in each of your parentheses. So let's look at example number 1. So I'm going to start with my first number here, or letter here, which is x, and I want to distribute this x to both my x on this side and my 2. So let's look. It says x times x and x times 2. That's step 1. Then step 3 is I'm going to take my next number, which is 3, and I'm going to distribute it to both of my numbers in my next parentheses. So I have 3x, and then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? So here I did it down here, step 2, 3 times x and 3 times 2 is 3x and 6. Then I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. So my answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6. So let's look at example 1 here. I'm going to take my first number, or my first letter, and I'm going to distribute it to both the other 2. So x times x and x times a negative 3. So x times x is x squared, and x times a negative 3 is a negative 3x. Then I'm going to take my 4. So I've got a negative 4x, and I've got a positive 12, because a negative and a negative is a positive. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 12. So x squared, and then my negative 3x and my negative 4x are going to combine, which is going to give me a negative 7x plus 12. That's my answer. Now let's look at example number 2. So my first number I distribute to both my x and my y. So x times x is x squared, and x times y is xy. Then I'm going to deal with my second number. Negative 3y times x is a negative 3yx, and then negative 3y times y is a negative 3y squared. And that is my answer. Now let's look at example 4. So remember, we're going to take each value and we're going to multiply it by the 2 in these parentheses. So I'm going to take 4x squared times x, which I did here. Then I'm going to take 4x squared times 3. So 4x squared times 3. Plus, now I'm going to deal with my second number, a negative 4x times x and a negative 4x times 3. So negative 4x times 3. Plus, now I'm going to do my third number, a negative 7 times x, negative 7 times x, and then negative 7 times 3, negative 7 times 3. So 4x squared times x is 4x cubed. 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. A negative 4x times x is a negative 4 squared. Notice that I lined it up because I need to, at the end, I need to combine like terms. Negative 4x times 3 is a negative 12x. Negative 7 times x is a negative 7x. And then a negative 7 times 3 is a negative 21. So now I'm going to combine like terms. So I don't have another x cubed, so I'm just going to bring it straight down. And I've got 4x cubed. 12x squared minus 4x squared is 8x squared. A negative 12x minus 7x is a negative 19x. And then minus 21, and that is my answer.